Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I am Claire Duval. I am the author of the Arthurien Tarot in French in collaboration with Ana Tourian. We started this project for me more than 3 years ago, and we worked for about 1 year with Ana to create the illustrations. I am a French author. I am also a cartomancer and a mystic witch. I live in France, next to the mountains, so next to, most of you know Chamonix maybe, so I'm not far from there. So the Arthurien Tarot was created so 3.5 years ago. I started working on this tarot because first I've got my family, my father's family living in Brittany in France, and in Brittany you've got a forest called Brocéliande forest where you've got lots of places connected to the Arthurian legend. So it's part of my it was quite a way to reconnect to Brittany, or to better connect to stories in Brittany. And so I went to Brittany in the forest of Brocéliande to work to feel the spirit of this Arthurian legend that you can find in many places in Europe, not only in England or in France, but you have text written in other parts of France, in Germany. You've got also traces in Spain, so it's quite European myth that evolved during the time, adapting to the spirit of the centuries, and even now we still have stories rewritten, seen in different ways in the 20th and 21st centuries. So it's my addition and I put all my love for the Arthurian legend in this tarot. So I'm quite in the shadow work. I'm working a lot. I'm doing a lot of shadow work with the cards. So I have added in the Tarot Arthurien parts to in each card parts to work on the shadow work. Okay, let's see the product. So the Arthurian Tarot. So you've got quite a big book and a box. So I know it's a box in a box, but I wanted a box to put in to be able to put the box in a bag. When you know quite well the tarot, then maybe and you want to do a quick reading, you can have your tarot in your bag. And if you want to do something more profound, longer, journaling and so on, you can use the book. But sometimes you go on vacation, or you go and see friends, and you just want the cards, and then you can use the beautiful box. So the inside the book, the big book, you've got some part of so why an Arthurian tarot, dates, structure of the tarot, masculine and feminine in the tarot, and consecration of your Arthurian tarot. So it's quite a magical ritual to welcome your tarot, how to read cards, a shadow work to work in psychology, some spreads, And also I have added a birth card linked to the association of the cards with periods during the year, periods of the year. So there is an explanation on how to work with these cards. So it's more working on how, so what are the characteristics I can see through these cards, and how can I use them to question myself about who I am, for instance. And for the cards, okay, you've got beautiful representation of the card. You've got a little poetic text I wrote, correspondences. So, for instance, this is the Fool of the woods. So you've got the Fool, le mât, it's for the Tarot de Marseille. And sometimes when there is a difference in the thought, for instance, I have added also this name. You've got the title, which comes from the Golden Dawn, and the element. I have modified some of the titles that were not very easy to understand, but I have kept most of the titles, just adapted some. And the correspondences are mine correspondences, which are linked to the Golden Dawn for most of them. Only aces are different. So then you've got on the book the symbols, some symbols of the card, and then what it means. For instance, here it's the green color linked to the spring and growing. The ray of light is the creatrix light. The wind in the air, so it's the element air, and you see here, you've got butterflies. It's for the being light and transformation. Not sure it's light, because light is the, yeah, light, heavy or light, so lightness. So these symbols are quite important for me because it helps people to connect with the card, to understand when you see the card what's in the card and why I decided to do this type of card for the Fool, for instance. In signification, you've got the link to the story. Here it's Merlin, so you don't have the exact link. But why I choose Merlin? So he's very complex, he's ambiguous, he's like the Fool of the king. He's very difficult to understand. And the decisions are made at the light of the knowing of the past and the future. Don't know if you're aware of this story, that he knows the past and the future, because he's got on one side a mother with a sort of saint and a father with a sort of devil, and so he's got these two sides, and this is a very interesting wizard and magicians, and so this is our Fool. So the magician, it's Morgan, and you've got the same for this. What I forgot to tell, you've got signification. And then you've got keywords. If the card is on don't remember the name in English. We got this card that way or that way. So you've got keywords and a little text before to present the card, and you've got questions for journaling and a sacred quest. That could be an inspiration for the day, or maybe also could be an inspiration to work with if you are a magician, to make a magical ritual or use the card for rituals. or you can add this also to be a reminder of what you need to follow, what kind of text you need, what kind of sacred words you need to continue your sacred journey through life. So here you've got for the majors, and for the minors you've got the same. So the titles, the associated signs. So these are my associations. Not everybody's agree with these associations. These are the associations for the for this tarot, but you can change them if you prefer. And you've got the same. I've really made the same work for the majors and minors. For me, it was really important. So here's the book, and you've got a bibliography also, and thanks, and things about me. So it is here's the book. So maybe most of you want to see the cards up. So I love the fact of putting lots of black in this tarot with very luminous paintings of Ana, because you've got this Merlin spirit in the tarot with shadow and lights and a sort of sacredness coming from the darkness. So you've got golden age. I love this golden age. It's more connected with the grail for me. And here are the cards. So the cards are really easy to open and use. They've got a standard size. So the Fool, the Magician, sorry. You've got Morgane, Viviane, Guenièvre, Arthurian King, the Père Blaise. It's the Père Blaise is the one who was responsible for writing all the stories of the Arthurian knights, and thanks to him we've got all the stories. You've got Lancelot and Guenièvre. Here, this is a story I found about Arthur, linked to the sky, to a constellation. So I love this. I love this card. The beginning, I asked Ana to paint a knight, and then I wanted the knight. I really wanted this knight to be part of the court, and so I decided to change, and so she did another card for the Chariot: Justice, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. We've got a text when we learn that Arthur had a dream seeing Fortuna. So it's connected to this dream, to this story. The Strength, the Hangman. So you've got the Fisher King, the Death with Morgane and King Arthur, Temperance with Merlin. The Devil is the old god. You know that the Arthurian legend, most of the texts were written by Catholic persons. So the devil was the old god, the pagan god. So I chose to represent him as Cernunnos, the tower, the Lady of the Stars. I don't know the name in English. It's a beautiful story. You've got a chest piece here, but in the book you've got a little part in the description to explain you the context and very shortly the story. The same for the judgment. Here it's a painting you can find in a church in Brocéliande. The church is called the Grail Church in France, in Brittany. And then you've got the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, which is more inspired by the thought than by the rider. Same for the Three of Wands. Here you see Tristan and Iseult. Five of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Seven of Wands. It's a story we can find in writings of Chrétien de Troyes. I've there are quite a lot of stories linked to Chrétien de Troyes. He was my first inspiration, and then I read lots of other things. It's impossible. It's a life. It's a lifelong work to read everything that was written about the Arthurian legend, but I wrote the main stories, and I tried also to put all the marvelous creatures you can find in different stories. Guenièvre. And then we've got court cards. You've got the king and queens. They make a beautiful image together. So here you've got Pendragon and Hygerne. And for the names, you've got Chevalier, which means knight, and Damoiselle. It's an old French name to call a young lady. So yeah, I have also, it was my pleasure to put old names. It's really charming, I find, and it gives us also the opportunity to travel in during times and go to the Middle Age. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Tristan and Iseult, Three of Cups, the fairies of Avalon, Four of Cups, it's Percival, I think you say in English, Five of Cups, Guenièvre, after the death of the king, Arthur, Six of Cups. I love this card. It's Viviane with Lancelot, and she's giving him love and attention, and it's a really the illustration is just there's something really emotional in the image, so I love this image. So the Ana Tourian's illustrations are really evocative, and you can use them to make intuitive readings. So you can make from your you can use the images to reveal some shadows, and you also can do what I call a storytelling reading. So it was important for me because it's the way I am reading. I can do some intuitive readings. I can do some shadow work using images also. Most of the time I like doing short readings with 3 cards, looking at what's going on with the cards, telling a story, and then having my message from this story. And Anna did a really powerful job with these images. And also what's very cool is that we are on the same as as the tarot is based on the same story, you've got something very homogeneous, so it's easier to create a story with cards. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, they are very beautiful. So I have I have made a lot of studies that maybe you won't see, you won't notice. So for instance, how people wear and how women had their hair, so what kind of hair they had, if they made a braid, or if they are old, the hair is attached, and if they are young, they can have more free hair. I have studied also for one card what kind of it's for the 10 of Pentacles. You've got what kind of dishes they had. So it was really cool to do this work, and then Anna was very cool and she did what I asked her, even so it was such a pleasure to work with her. So she did wonderful drawings of horses, because horses are very important in Arthurian legend. So it was important for me to have horses, and when I saw how much she was gifted to do horses, it was such a good surprise. So the swords, so Tristan and Iseult, Merlin, the lady in the tent, the Six of Swords. So for this image, it was an idea of Anna, because I was not sure. I explained her the text, and I was not sure what to do. So she proposed this, the book in the tree, and we've got a beautiful representation of the power of books. It was the Arthurian legend who inspired lots of poets and lots of beautiful texts. Even today we've got beautiful texts, and these texts transport the spirit, the enchantment, and also help us to think. So it links to the thought card, science, which is the inspiration of the researcher, the man who's searching, the man or woman who's searching, and it permits to the men to understand the environment, to invent, to create a future. So I wanted to have books and poetry in the present in the tarot, because for me it's also a part of the Arthurian legend and of the big important things you can touch through the Arthurian legend. Seven of Swords, 8, the 9th, this is the mother of Percival. 10 of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Queen. Look how beautiful they are, how powerful you've got when you've got this this image. And also both of them are at the same level. You don't have the Queen, which is or the King, more important than the Queen. You've got a sort of equality between both of them. And you find this through the text of some text of the Arthurian legend. The Ace, the 2, they are very important. You've got some equilibrium, and I like having this represented, because thanks to these people during the Middle Age, you've got them going to castles and imagining the Arthurian stories, the knight stories, the lady stories, and they were also adding things, and makes me think of Jasquier in the Witcher, also the love. So this one is more a French reference. It's a reference to someone who is very inspiring. It's a priest, a Catholic priest, who was who thought a lot about the Arthurian legend, who worked with the principles, and he was very open. He was sweet. He was passionate about the legend and what kind of spiritual messages you've got from the legend. So it was not the most loved priest from the Catholic organization, but he was very important in Brittany. So, lunettes. This comes from a sort of a little story called Les, a sort of poetry by Marie de France. So it's a little story with a fée and a knight. Got Viviane. So here, a nice middle-aged table. Also, I did research on the shields, the armor, and how I don't know the name in French. It's in metal, but it's knitted metal. Tell me in the comments the name in English. Don't know. So the same. They are together outside in the field, wheat field, and here are the last cards. Everyone in the French and the English community, you really helped me to continue and do this huge work, and I'm so happy and proud of this project. Thanks to also Ana, who accepted to do this work with me. Bye bye.